we would relate to our elders instead of Baba like we do in, say, Nigeria, Ghana, we use the Baba, and Haiti, they use Papa.
Okay.
Hey, Papa, you know, that's
yes,
what
everybody. Is it a voodoo duty, and that's the word I was trying to, the adjective.
Well, say in Benin, it's voodoo.
Okay.
And then it varies, because people say voodoo,
right,
Bhutan,
right,
you know, but basically it's one and the same. The reason why I say that, even though it's pronounced different, they mean they talk about the voodoo.
Okay.
Okay. Because they do voodoo in Dahomey, and where Haiti got its voodoo was those slaves that they had taken out of Dahomey and dropped them off in Haiti. So you have a mixture of religions in Haiti. You have the indigenous people, like the Indians, like they call Carib, Arab. You have the Carib Indian, and you have another Indian. It comes to me soon. But what happened is that you have a mixture because of the French going into Haiti, and then you have Guinea, Congo, and Dahomey. These Africans infiltrated much from the slave trade in Haiti. And Cuba is a little different. And they had the Yorubas from Nigeria went into places like Brazil. That's where you got the religions, Candomblé, Macumba in Brazil. And the Candomblé, when I was there, they are your indigenous people. The Arab, I'm saying it wrong, but it's the Carib Indians and the Arawak Indians. These are Indians that were in these different countries.
Yeah.
And most of the Candomblé sisters and brothers are very light because of the indigenous people of that land. Now you have the African who have these spots in Candomblé. But when you go to the Macumba ceremonies, they are dark people because they came right out of Africa. Most of them were from the West Coast into what they call Macumba. And the songs differ. I couldn't speak Portuguese, but I knew every time they were saying Yemajá. You know, I knew what that meant while I was there and singing and all that, because they sing in Portuguese. You know, and like I said, you have Cuba, you have Puerto Rico, where it went into Santeria. And because the brothers and sisters were not allowed to worship their traditional religions, African religion, they had to put it in the disguise of Catholicism. And that disguise was simply that, say for instance, one of my favorite is, we heard of Shango. And Shango was a great warrior in Nigeria, he spoke about. And he was able to throw the thunderbolt. And when he went out in the war, the people, the villages, did not go to war to fight. These warriors went to fight for him. And when they went out to fight, one of his tools in fighting is he could throw the thunderbolt at a person and wipe them out. I mean, most of the people at that time, they were told not to fight any tribal wars, anything, that these great warriors would come out and take care of that. Now, what happened here in the, as they call it, the New World, and when we started getting dropped off in Cuba, Haiti, Puerto Rico, all the various little islands, like Jamaica, and whatnot, what have you, the Shango that they saw in Catholicism, because we would have been killed to play our drums or sing our songs. So what, in relation to Shango, is they have a legend in Christianity, Catholicism, is that you heard of this saint called Santa Barbara. Any of you seen Santa Barbara? It's a female woman. She has like a lantern in her hand, or a castle. And what happened is that the story goes as such. Saint Barbara, as she's known, was asked by her father to marry his general. And then he wanted to have some siblings. He wanted to have kids and carry his name. She said, no, I will not marry, because I devoted my life to the Lord and Jesus Christ. So he got upset. So he said, look, left it alone. He went back the second time and asked her again, would you marry my general? I want you to marry my general. She said, no, I'm not doing it. So the third time, he got really upset. He put her up in a castle. That's why you see the castle in the picture. And in this castle, he locked up in there. He went back there several days later, and he says, look, you marry my general. He said, I'm not going to do it. I devote my life to the Lord. Right. So what he did, he took out his sword and cut her neck off. Now this is in Catholicism. Now the minute that her head fell and hit the floor, he was struck by a lightning bolt. Came right through the window. Pop! Killed him. So they say, oh, that story reminds me, the only one to throw the lightning bolt and come to her defense is Shango. She must be a child of Shango. Yes. See, those, what they say, sometimes the guardian angel that watches over you, which we have names like Orisha, or that force that governs you, or your Noah, that's on your head. What we call in the head is you get initiated. They bring that out so that when you dream or sleep or hear that voice, as the guardian angel talks to us saying, we have a thing, remember saying, follow your first mind. So then if you follow that, that's your guardian angel on this side to make it sense. But when we get initiated in these religions, we know that that's one of our Loa or Orisha or forces telling us right then and there what to do. So we're more apt to really listen when I hear it and they say, well look, don't go down that street.
Right.
Yeah.
Bang, I ain't gonna fight it. Go the other way.
Right.
Okay? I gave a good example. I've been in the practitioner of the Yoruba religion for over 35, 40 years. And that's without being initiated. A priest loved the way I came to him, and I used to go around and watch him do work, spiritual work. So what happens is that a friend of mine I could say fairly, he was dying. He was a bass player, and everybody loved him. He was real good. He had a problem with his kidneys. It had to be operated. He didn't want to be operated on the kidney machine. And the priest needed something from the bottom of the ocean, herb that they had to get, or grind something. So he'd take, he only had a little bit of it. And it kept him living for a long time, longer than he was supposed to. But he was running out of the herb. He didn't get a chance to get home to get it. And this thing that came out of the ocean, which he would grind up and give it to him, he was taking, kept him alive. So they wondered, the medical doctors and all that, well, how does that kid stay alive? But while I was at his house, he would play piano. He's good a writer, arranger, and all that. He's a master musician. And by me living there, and I talked to him quite a bit, he says, oh, you know something about the religion, or you think you know about the religion? So I said, yeah. I've been reading bongo albums for years, and watching sometimes Tarzan movies, because all that interested me when I was a kid. And what happened is he said, I'm going to take you somewhere with me. I'm going to take you to his brother's house. He was living in East Oak Lane at the time. He's from Nigeria. He's a Yoruba priest. And he had clients, a lot of people coming in his house. He was working with people, and they had all kinds of ailments. He'd take them up third floor, give them spiritual baths and all that. And we had to wait till he finished working. I would go there sometime, maybe after I did all my activities, around 10, 11 o'clock. And I'll stay there till he finished about 2 in the morning, sometimes 1. And we sit and play Pinot. It's like a mind game, learn how to play Pinot. And then he would start talking about different legends in Nigeria, about the Yoruba and the priest and all that. So this went on and went on and went on for about 10, 15 years that I stayed and go into his house. Now, as a result of that, I started learning about, oh, what are you talking about? Oya, Shango, Oshun, Yemaya. And he was a child of Yemaya and Shango. He's a Shango priest. And at the bottom is when you come in the house, he had what they call galeros. There was something he fed in a box. I never could see what was inside the box, but it was something he had as a formula to warn him when people or bad was coming to his house. And when somebody bad was coming to his house, they squeaked. Oh, yeah, I mean, they would squeak real loud. He knew